Broadcasting from the basement of La Penta, it's WICR.
All right, and we're back, and we're going to talk about the basketball season right now. First of all, shout out to Westbrook for just being a beast this whole season. Even if he doesn't win, my man, 41 triple-doubles, tying Oscar Robertson for the record. That's crazy. And so lately people have been talking about the MVP race, of course, because that's coming up soon, the decisions. So basically the top three for everybody is Harden, Westbrook, and what's his name? Kawhi Leonard. From the Spurs. Harden has 29.3 points per game, 11.4 assists per game, 8 rebounds per game. Westbrook, 31.4 points per game, 10.4 assists per game, 10.5 rebounds per game, averaging a triple-double this season, like I mentioned before. Kawhi Leonard has 26 points per game, 3.5 assists per game, and 5.9 rebounds per game. So those are the top three. I'm going Westbrook all the way, man. This season, like I don't know. Like, I understand the arguments for Harden and Kawhi Leonard, but to me, Westbrook is just.
I don't know. It's a little bit complicated. This reminds me a little bit of Curry and Harden about 2 years ago. That first Curry's MVP, but it was a little bit obvious towards the end of the season that Curry had the upper hand. I think that by the coming days we might see a difference between both men, but I think Kawhi is out of the conversation right now. I think it's between
Harden and
two great players, James Harden and Russell Westbrook. Having said that, I think that we should look at the bigger picture here. I remember about 2-3 years ago, Kevin Durant was injured and Russell Westbrook took over the team, and he was already averaging those triple doubles. And you could see that he needed more. More space without Durant. He could be himself. Now Durant is gone. He's being himself. Thus, James Harden has an entire army next to him. James Harden has this bunch of generals, admirals next to him, ready to just those snipers, and he's winning games, and they allow him to do his thing. But who does Russell Westbrook have? Oladipo. Oladipo is like maybe a sophomore.
He lost Ibaka. He lost Durant.
Exactly. Like, he is. I remember last year when Kevin Durant announced that he was going to Golden State. Everybody counted out Oklahoma City. They said they will need to be in reconstruction. There is no way they're going anywhere. They might be an okay team, but they won't be making the playoff. But this dude set the tone from day first. Of course, he hasn't won against those big teams. But trust me, if he had only two players that James Harden had, they might be the number 2 or number 3 seed right now in the Western Conference. So I'll go with Westbrook. But according to the NBA rules, and I've listened to Stephen A. Smith and Max Kellerman talking, even Kobe said he thinks we might have a co-MVP, and that might happen for the first time in the NBA. It's either that or they're going to give it to Harden.
I think Westbrook would just be like, no. I think he would just. I'm not taking the Kobe.
I mean, he's a winner. Westbrook never goes. He reminds me of young Kobe, proud and talented.
Definitely.
But I have a bad feeling that they might give it to Harden.
Yeah,
unless before the end of the regular season, Westbrook just shows us something we haven't seen yet. It's crazy.
I mean, if he scores 42 triple doubles, then that is something we haven't seen.
I think he will.
Yeah, me too.
He might have 45. How many games left for them though? I'm not sure. I know the postseason starts by mid-April, so I think he has maybe about five games left. He might.
Yeah, maybe. He had 7 in a row for 2 consecutive years.
I mean, the guy is a beast. How do you run an entire game like this and next day you still come like that? He's a beast.
Every single game too. It's just the same.
Impressive.
Yeah. Speaking of Stephen A. Smith and Max Kellerman on First Take, LeVar Ball was up there a couple weeks ago with his son Lonzo Ball. I saw part of that interview, man.
I watched it all.
Oh, I couldn't. He knows how to put on a show, man. I'll just say that.
So LeVar Ball's kids are very talented. Yeah. I think Lonzo Ball is gonna be big time.
LaMelo Ball is nice.
I'm a Lakers fan. I would love maybe to have a player like that, but who is he going to replace? Who's going to leave? D'Angelo Russell? That's an issue already that we have. And I think our guys in the Lakers are learning to play together. So adding that kind of piece might be a lot of ego issue because Lonzo Ball has egos issues like his dad, even though his dad only averaged 2.2 points per games. Having said that, he's a businessman. It's like he has this talent that Donald Trump has. He knows how to sell his image. And like LeVar Ball is all about knowing what to say to trigger the pride inside of you and say if anything. Like he has attacked a lot of NBA legends.
Yeah.
The only one who
like
hasn't
a
responded is
Jordan.
Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Because Michael knows, he's like, I'm not gonna give him publicity because if I say something, it's like, oh, Michael Jordan,
gonna come back,
and it goes, and LeVar gets more credit. So yeah, I think the man, he's protecting his kids. He's exaggerating about their talent too, but you know, that's how you make publicity. But having said that, if you allow me, I think LaMelo is the real deal compared to all of them. That kid,
I think he scored like 100 points. Or
yeah,
something
92
like
points in a game.
92.
And they had this family video where the journalist went to interview them. Did you see how he crossed his elder brother?
At home, right?
Oh, yeah. Crossed him,
Yeah.
pulled that three-pointer, in your face.
Yeah, definitely.
I can't wait to see that kid in the NBA or even college
Me neither,
hoops.
man. Yo, yeah, they're all going to UCLA. They all signed.
Oh, I was hoping he came to Iona.
Imagine.
Yeah,
that'd
let's
be
wait and
crazy.
see. Let's wait and see.
That'd be crazy. So last night I saw this too before you sent it to me earlier today. Lance Stephenson in the final seconds of the game puts up a little layup, and then the Raptors just go after him. I was like, yo, calm down, man. Like. I wouldn't be that mad. Like,
so I
fight.
have played basketball at my minor level, and let me tell you something. There are things that, like, you know, when us guys, we say minor things to ladies and they just get pissed off. It's like, how dare you say that to me? It's the same thing in basketball. There are these minor things, like never hit someone in the crouch because they forget it was game time.
That's you, Draymond Green.
Exactly. And one other thing you never do, if you're leading by 17 points, okay, why would
17?
Yeah, like they were leading by 17, and Mr. Len Stevenson, after saying that, you know, they would welcome him like Michael Jordan after his 2 years retirement, it was just funny. And he just goes, like, the crowd say, go, go, and he puts it in. Of course, he apologized for it, but it's a cheap shot. Like, these guys are already frustrated because they lost the game. And then it's like, 2 seconds left, and you just like, oh, let me lay this up, you know. And then, you know, I think they went overboard. It wasn't a big deal, but at the same time, I felt it was a cheap shot towards these guys. It was disrespectful when it comes to the game, you know.
When it comes to
I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that.
Okay, that's definitely. So, who do you think is going to win the? First of all, let's do East and West, the Eastern Conference and the Western Conference.
Oh, okay. So in the Eastern Conference, you have the Celtics right now, who with Isaiah Thomas, who's like averaging 29.9, I think, like per game. I'm not really sure, but this man is about my height. Like I'm 5'10", he's 5'9", so he's a beast. You have LeBron James' team that's actually performing poorly, and we saw a few days ago Tristan Thompson and LeBron going at it, which might be one of the reasons why Tristan Thompson is not playing tonight.
Kardashians.
See what happens. So yeah, one way or the other, the Cavs needs to get their shit together. Having said that, I don't really see a team that's going to stop LeBron from winning the East. Thus, if LeBron goes to a Game 7 in Boston, he's going to be exhausted. And we might see what we saw 2 years ago in the finals, where he couldn't give anything anymore. Because without LeBron, the Cavs are just a bunch of babies with diapers. In the Western Conference, though, it's a little bit tough. Kevin Durant hasn't been himself. Yes, Curry is now once again, like the top of. Yeah, he's in shape. I think that he was used to that system where he didn't have to be the man because there was Durant, there was him, Thompson, and Draymond. So he was laying back. Now they had to change that system. I don't know if with Durant they'll need to adjust again. I don't know if they can make it, because I think if they're not careful, there's someone that might surprise them. I think the Rockets might surprise them. So they got to be careful. And mentioning the East, I forgot to say something. The Celtics got to be careful about one team, John Wall.
Wizards?
Yeah.
Shout out to
John Wall is having an amazing season, and he might show up, my friends. He might not go to the final, but he might upset a lot of good people.
May not win. But
Yeah, they're not taking it, but they might upset some good teams. So they better be careful because once those little teams that can upset you gain confidence, game over for you. You know, it's over. So we might have the same team again.
do you think that it's gonna be a final repeat of the Cavs and?
You know what? Right now, I think Cleveland can beat Golden State because Golden State hasn't been Golden State. They made a big mistake last season. They lost the bench. The bench is lost, and the guys that they have now, not all of them are used to play those big things like JaVale McGee and some other of these guys. I mean, they're okay players, but you need to have that heart and everything. And Curry is not a big leader in talking. And Curry, like during finals, you could see he's not the same one that we know. Like especially in the last, like the Western and the NBA finals, he's like, where's Curry? What's happening? You know, Draymond Green showed up the last game, but I think if they're not careful, the Cavs might take it. But it's gonna be very interesting. But I'd like to see what Golden State can do with KD back on that team.
Definitely. Well, we got playoffs soon coming up, and we'll see what happens then. When we come back, we're gonna take a little quick break. When we come back, we're gonna talk entertainment.